Welcome back. You're tuned into Chartbusters on CNBC TV18. Now let's shift focus to allied blenders and distillers. They have expanded their presence at the Mumbai airport, the duty-free side of it, with its super premium portfolio. Alok Gupta, managing director of the company, is joining us now to talk to us about the duty-free deal, the tie-up that has come in, what it means for the company. We'll also talk about the outlook in terms of FY26, if there's any change in that, as well as the expected contribution now from Prestige and above going forward, what we're keeping an eye out on that. Mr. Gupta, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. Let's just start by talking about this tie-up that has come in, right, with the company as well as in terms of Osprey Duty Free. As of now, you all are starting off in the Mumbai region. So from FY26 for this second half of the year, how are you going to see this shaping up in terms of your numbers? What are you expecting from this now?
Yeah, thank you so much for inviting me today. I think you have to see this as part of a much larger scenario that's emerging. The to and fro traffic, international traffic in India has grown faster than domestic. It's roughly 70 million passengers who fly out of India and come back to India. So it creates a massive base of consumer through whom you can start building your brands, both for the domestic market and for the international markets. I think presence in Bombay gives us just the largest air traffic coming out of India. I think it gives us a great presence for all our super premium and luxury brand, both for those who are living in India and those who are coming back to India. As I said, I mean, this is part of a larger game plan as to how we can use duty-free channel to build our luxury portfolio.
Sure, but obviously this will build more in terms of your duty-free channel, but this is more going to be on the premium side, right? So then does that mean margins, at least in terms of FY28, you were given a guidance previously, would that be much better than the guidance that you were talking about of around 17-18% then by FY28?
No, absolutely. So I think if you look at our guidance, the guidance that we've given is on the back of our exit EBITDA margin this year, on back of our CapEx program, and on back of the entire premiumization that we're doing. What we've really not factored is the impact our luxury portfolio could have in the global markets, because we are in the process of just about setting the brand and the distribution in place. I think we need maybe 2 more quarters to be able to really assess the impact it'll have on our margins. So the margins could look better than our guidance, but I think it'll take another 2 quarters for us to come back and sort of talk about it.
Hi, Alok. Good morning. Good to see you. Besides this, the other factor that caught your attention was Mr. Ranveer Singh unveiling Rangila vodka. Quite a launch all had out there. What's the target? What's the expected sales? A lot of hype with regard to vodka. If you could tell us the next few years, how do you see the brand scale up? And ABD, I think, Allied Mastro, I think that's the subsidiary where you're launching all these new brands. Small in size, but with a tremendous potential. Run us through that.
Absolutely. The name of the subsidiary is Allied Blend, ABD Maestro. That's the name of the subsidiary.
Yeah.
And I think what we're doing with Rangila, and of course, Ranveer has been completely involved. It's pretty much sort of his vision of bringing a very bold Indian brand to the world. He has a global reach, 48 million, followers all across the world. He represents multiple luxury brands across the world. So the attempt that we are making with Rangila is to bring the sort of the more contemporary, today's side of Indian luxury. It will continue to be a whites brand, currently a vodka, but can be any other white flavor. And idea is to bring the bold flavors of India. So even if you look at the cocktail menu that has been curated, it's bringing very bold Indian flavors. So, in time to come, can we do a Bhoot Jaloka, which is the second hottest chili in the world, as an example, a cocktail out of that. So the whole, I'm very excited about it because it's sort of bringing a new face of India to the global markets. Whites is a very large category, both in India and in overseas market, and going back to Osprey, a brand like Rangila really fits in very well. So quite excited about it.
Any numbers you want to give us in terms of targeted, cases that you'll look to sell or something on those lines?
Absolutely. I think we've been fairly consistent that the luxury market in India is about 3% of the 410 million cases, so roughly about 12-13 million cases. We believe this market could be up to 20 million cases in time to come. We have taken a more portfolio forward approach and not just a brand forward approach. From Zoya, Art House, Rangila, Woodburn, Sagrado, we are looking at the entire portfolio because this consumer is very experience driven. So we are looking at a meaningful, let's say, a single-digit market share of this possible 20 million case market. That's how we are looking at the entire approach towards the luxury segment.
Okay, all right. And just one more word. I recall when we chatted last, you were telling us about the dues from the Telangana market. If I remember correct, I think it was around 400 crores or thereabouts, and 100 crores was received. How are things moving on that front?
Let me just give you one data point on the luxury portfolio. We are currently running at an ARR of about 40 to 50 crores. We expect to close the Q4 at about 100 crore ARR, and we see that run rate doubling in the next financial year. So that will give you a sort of sense of how we are planning to move the revenue for our luxury portfolio. Quickly coming to Telangana, we did receive, the numbers are absolutely right. We received over 100 crores of the overdue, and the total overdue is about 400 crore odd. Last month was a little slow on the collection front, but we're hopeful December will look better.
Okay, Mr. Gupta, thank you so much for joining us this morning, talking to us about the outlook of the company as well as the new tie-up with Osprey as well. Thanks so much for that. But